What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
Like, oh, no, we respect that. We really appreciate that. But like, then you have these clown ass streamers like N3on, you know? Who,
Oh, dude, what is this? Listen, before you say this, I don't understand streaming, so I have to put a huge asterisk on this. Like, I don't get it. Me and Tommy were talking about this, but like, what is the deal? Like, why do people like a guy like that?
I must be the younger generation because there's a huge gap. But that, like, he's such a punk in my opinion because N3on naughty bopped, right?
Of course he did.
Mocked the death of Didi Osama's brother, Naughty. And then Didi saw him in public and made him apologize, right? And he backed down and he apologized.
Oh, do we have video of that?
Yeah. And then what do you think N3on's next move was? After he apologized and got embarrassed. You think
Tried to say he got like ambushed and he would have never done it if he didn't get ambushed in public? That'd be my guess.
Yeah, he runs on to the camera and like challenges him to a boxing match.
Of course he did.
And you know he's never going to do the boxing match. He's just so disrespectful. Like, he's just such a piece of shit. Like, he deserves to get squirted with mayonnaise in his face.
All right, hold on. Let's.
He deserves to get the mayonnaise treatment.
Is this it?
N3on apologized to Didi Osama for doing Naughty Bop.
See, what this is like this new TikTok format. Where like, why is Pootie on the screen? I don't even understand. It's like another thing.
Why are they streaming outside?
I don't.
Shit is confusing. But yeah, that's N3on in the bottom.
All right.
Naughty bopping.
Play it.
All right, that's smooth. That's smooth. All right, let's go. Let's get some tickets. Let's do it. Let's get some tickets. Let's do it, chat. Let's do it.
Let's do it, chat.
We also have some shit planned at 7. I don't want to say what it is, but it's gonna be very good, man. I like streams like this. Fuck shit like this, chat. Just chill, good vibes, man. Didi Osama, let me apologize, and I need a black person in the frame so I look hard.
Oh my God.
No. I actually need to, bro, listen. Because no, I had
The
a
amount of
dream.
Vyvanse this guy's
I had
on.
a really weird dream. A really, really weird one. On God Wallahi, I had a dream that I was in downtown LA. I was streaming with my little brother, and I got shot on the head. I swear to God. So that opened my eyes, and I want to genuinely apologize to Didi Osama and his family. I did not mean that. R.I.P. Naughty in the chat. Spam it up. R.I.P.
Come on.
He's Didi Osama heavy, and if you want to collab or anything, if you want me to
If you want to
collab.
I fuck with you, man.
Unbelievable.
R.I.P. Naughty in the chat.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, so then I guess they collabed. Didi made him apologize, and then he was on the Misfits thing, like calling him out to a boxing match. But yeah, the kids like N3on, kids
do you
like
think it's an
Sneako.
inside job? Like, do you think it's like, they're plotting this out to get attention?
I hope so, because if it's really like organic and it's society driven, it's a terrible sign for the state of the youth.
That's right.
Because these people, they have no honor, they have no respect, and in my mind, their only talent is being like a shape shifting leech. Like they suck, bro. They take from everything.
Yeah, I agree.
And I have zero respect for them, and I dislike them so strongly. Like, oh my God, like they're like some of the worst of the worst.
Well, I know some of this is touching. You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about, but you bring it up right there, obviously. Like, I found you through that Sneako documentary you made. And Sneako, I think, I don't know the guy, but to me, he's a prime example of when the internet morphs who you are and you will say anything for attention. Because when you run the tape on him, I mean, he contradicts himself every 5 minutes. He changes who he is completely. And you had like something where you were trying to set up what became the Ice Poseidon match, but you were trying to do it with him, and we're doing some boxing promotion and said something funny and maybe slightly over the line to him, but it's in a boxing promotion. And then he like accused you of saying you wanted to R-word his girlfriend, which you never said. And this turned into a whole thing where then you put together a documentary, which was incredibly edited, by the way, outlining who he is, and that continues to cause problems for you to this day. No,
Yeah, no, that was definitely. I know people are like, oh, who cares if you didn't do it? Like, who cares? Bro, I like literally had thousands of people harassing me and harassing everyone I know, and calling
like your
me,
family.
Yeah, like calling me a sexual assault or whatever, essay or whatever you can say on YouTube. All because he's like a little fucking coward. You know what I mean? Yeah, like what I said to him in the story, like
In the Instagram story.
yeah, I stooped to his level and I tried to take a dig at him, right? Because I just got signed to a boxing promotion and I want him to take the fight. But like, man, to make up a lie like that about someone and put that evil on someone is crazy. Because I'll still get it. I'll still have people every now and then that'll be like, "Oh, you're a rapist." It's insane. But what a pussy. I mean, this guy's whole thing is seek truth through funny. Who makes up a fake claim like that, and then doesn't even want to like talk about it. Like he won't debate me, he won't fight me. He's just like a coward. They're like, oh, you're obsessed with him. It's like, bro, this guy is like, his fans just harass me about that stuff. But it's definitely better now. Especially thankful to Willie Mac Show, Moist Critical, KSI. They helped clear my name.
KSI hopped in and helped?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
Put out a tweet saying that Sneako was ducking me, and then they were like, "Oh, what happened?" And then it helped reveal the thing. Moist Critical, when he had his whole beef, he called him out for not fighting me, and that just shed a light on like that he said these lies about me and then wouldn't fight me. They made him seem like a coward. The only people he wants to fight are people weaker than him or people that are so much stronger than him that if he loses, it wouldn't matter. Like Sean Strickland,
right?
Like, oh, he's so brave for fighting Sean Strickland. That's a win-win. He's not supposed to do good, and it shows he's brave. So it's like. He's a coward. He would never take a fair matchup.
Yeah, Alessio, because I turned you on to that doc to watch that a few days ago when we were talking about bringing in Brandon. Yeah. You had a really good takeaway with Sneako, like psychologically, as far as like he's all these different people at once or something.
Yeah, he's just got an incredibly mixed personality, and like I studied psychology in university, and one of the things he does is he's just constantly going through phases of emotion. Like in that video, you did such a great job breaking down where he's so angry and frustrated, and then he's so sad, and he turns around, and then he walks away, and he's crying, and then he comes back, and it's like, W chat, let's go. And I'm like, how do you move from emotion so quickly? Like,
drugs.
As a person, drugs, yeah. But as a person, like, if I get sad, I stay sad. And like, it's a slow change to another feeling.
Yes.
But his quickness in emotions, I'm like, are you even a real person? Like, it's bizarre.
Yeah, I think I retweet.
Yeah, and that whole incident was so, I'm a relatively sensitive guy, and I've never had thousands of people calling me those things. It was my first time dealing with that. And, I didn't upload for like, I think over 8 weeks. It derailed everything. Like, I was really, really like in a bad mental headspace. Like it was really fucked up. And I learned a lot from that. Now, if something like that were to come up again, I think I would handle it a lot better.
Good.
Because now I think I have a better understanding of the reality of the internet. Because, bro, some people that were my fans that really liked me, they turned on me, right? And then when the public tide shifted, now they're back on board.
Do you think some of that was because like Sneako was like trying to get in tight with Tate, and that's like a little culty, that kind of thing? Is that part of what drove it?
Yeah, I mean, this happened in May or April of 2022. Like, this was before Sneako had a really bad rep, and like, yeah, he had a lot of rabid fans and stuff. And yeah, that's when he was just started tating it up and doing all that. And like the month after we beefed, I think the dude gained like 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it was just a really bad time for us to have the beef. And we brought my friends into it. He went on to two of my really close friends' streams to tell them about it as well. And
they bought it?
I'll say Julian. I think he did like as good of a job as he could have at the time. I was upset about it. We've squashed it. I love Julian. He's a great person. But yeah, the guy Steezy Kane, like, he didn't have my back at all. He didn't say a single word to defend me. He just let him get on his stream and say all these horrible things. Like, I mean, we barely even know each other. I hope that if another guest would come on and they were like, oh, Brandon Buckingham's a piece of shit scumbag, you wouldn't just
I'd check him on
you wouldn't just be like, yeah.
Yeah, no.
You'd be like, oh, like, why? Like, why are you saying that? And then you say something and they're like, are you sure? Like, I don't know. Just there's no pushback. And this is a guy I've lived with in LA. I lived with Steezy Kane for like 6 weeks in LA. Like, I thought we were friends. But I've definitely learned that YouTube blurs the line between business and friendship.
That's right.
And I'm not looking for very many business relationships typically. I'm looking for friends. But when I run into people that just want business relations, then I just got to know that that's what it is. And that to not take things personally because they're not my friend, and that's fine.
People don't want to do the hard thing because they don't want it to happen to them, right? They don't want the same unleashed fanboys on them, that he might do to you. And like, that's the thing. To me, in this business, I think it's a little easier just because I sit in a studio. It's not like a live audience or whatever. Like, I'm going to tell you what it is to your face. You're not always going to like it. But, if he were sitting here right now, I'd give him I might not make Alessi say what his takeaway was, but I'd say, like, you seem very confused. Mm-hmm. You seem like he's been, since I started knowing who he was, which was not that long before your thing happened. It was probably a few months before. He's been in like 6 eras since then. Mm-hmm. It's been 2 years, like, or not even, like, it's not even that long. Like, he's so confused about who he is. And like, in some ways I feel bad for him because he was doing this as a kid. And I think that's probably not the healthiest thing. But, when people tell you who they are, I don't know the guy personally, but like, you should probably believe it. The guy's been fired by Mr. Beast. He was fired by Keemstar. He seems to chase clout. He got in with the Tates, right? The minute Kanye started screaming about Jews everywhere, he's hanging out with Kanye and fucking Nick Fuentes. Like, you know, I look at a guy like that and I'm like, identity issues.
Yeah, so here's the deal. That guy, he grew up in Connecticut and Maine, right? That's where he spent time. He comes from a very rich family, private schools, very, very wealthy, right?
Sneako.
Yes, on his father's side, he's Jewish. He used to claim to be Jewish, right? He really, there's podcasts of him talking about how he struggled to get laid until he started drinking publicly. He was never a ladies' man. You know what I mean? So all of these personalities he like shifts through, I feel like it's all just his like weird fever dream. It's all a facade. Oh, he's the one you come to for advice on girls. Like I can never get girls. He's only got girls off of his status and his wealth. Like, oh, he's now this Muslim. He's standing up for what's right and for Islam. That's just because it like Andrew Tate did that. Like it just became trendy.
That's right.
Before he was talking about his father's side and Judaism and stuff. Like he just switches things. He's a chameleon, and you can't try to. This is what I learned. If you try to reason with people like that, they're gonna drive you insane. You know, because it's like I tried to reason with this guy for months, and like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I was just hitting my head on that wall over and over and over and over, and it started making me prideful. And I read this thing in the Bible that said, pride, the sin of pride is trying to force others the way you see things. And then I never considered myself that prideful of a person. But when I read that, I was like, damn, I need to like take a step back, stop worrying about my YouTube friends not having my back or him saying all this stuff about me. And just like, look, if they want to do that and they want to act that way, then, I think I'll let them live that, personal hell. But it was bringing hell into my life, trying to reason with it and be sane. But yeah, no, I'm super, super happy I have friends around me like, Tommy G, Turkey Tom, even DMV people like Peaks 100, Amont, just really good people.
Who have your back.
Yeah, like we just see eye to eye on things, and before we're a content creator, like I feel like we're good friends.
Yeah.
So
I think it would also benefit, the content creation wars. Yes, people, will walk into each other's studios and stuff and do things like this, but a lot of it's still separate from behind the keyboard or from behind a separate camera, and I think that's, it's proven. It's obviously like unnatural, and it brings out things that maybe people wouldn't mean or be like, and some of these situations could be avoided that way. And like we've had one situation with this show where, I got like fucking Keemstar in my DMs asking me questions. When I get that DM, I'm like, shit has gone wrong. We got abort. like, and shout out Keem. I love Keem, but like, that's not really, I'm not into that stuff. It just fascinates me how a lot of guys, like some of the ones you mentioned, will use this stuff to not only do negative things, but they'll do it purposely to grow their following. And that's why I asked you a little bit ago if like some of this is like kind of plotted out, like rap beefs, Kanye's gonna beef with Drake for 2 weeks ahead of their albums, like these things. And part of that's fine, but like it also sets a bad example, I think, to a lot of the chat, the fucking 12-year-olds that are fucking listening to everything they do and telling their mom to give them their credit card to buy their merch.
Yeah. No, one thing about me is I would never fabricate a beef, and I actually would like to be friends with people. I feel like you'd have to go out of your way for me not to like you. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and whatnot, and hear them out. Like, even if it's like, oh, this guy's undeniably a piece of shit, it's like, yeah, I'll still try to give him a fair shake, and like, especially my videos, like let my audience draw their own conclusions. I don't need to hold your hand and spell things out for you. But yeah, just this new streamer culture, man. It's unbelievable.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.